Welcome back to yet another Nemesis lockdown Kickstarter all-in pledge wave 1 shipping unboxing video. Hey, I got it right. Look at that. First time. Boom. I swear this is not a retake. 100% first time. Yes. Finally validation. Cool. So we've seen the overall unboxing and we've seen the core box, which took a long while, and there's some incredible stuff in there. I hope you enjoyed that one. So next we're going to move on to some of the expansions. So first up, I'm going to do the Aftermath expansion. Every box to the back of these, I will be reading them. This box, I won't be, because there is no text. Not quite sure why, but I'm sure we'll find out when we crack this bad boy open and see what's inside. So Mr. Slice is yet again making another appearance. I get twitchy every time I do that in case I push too far and I punch something else, which I shouldn't. Okay, let's have a look. I didn't make cellophane that tough. That's quite thick cellophane. Okay, so I'm going to slide this off and I'm going to put this in front of the Void Seeders box, just so you know you're watching the Aftermath expansion unboxing first, and then we'll do the Void Seeders after this one. If we do have enough time, there will be a third box involved as well, but I don't know if that's going to happen just yet. We'll see how we play it. So much like the original box, we have some sort of rulebook. Expansion manual is what it says. It does not say anything about a video on this one. It does say there's a few characters, a couple of turrets, there's a cat. We'll go through that in a second. But yeah, so quite a short manual. It looks like it's an additional thing as opposed to an addendum almost. Like extra mechanics and so forth. So, okay, I saw the artwork for this earlier today actually when I was looking up some stuff for the background for the video and stuff. One of the character boards, the Convict. That looks awesome. It kind of reminds me of Krieg from Borderlands crossed with Mean Machine from Judge Dredd. If you're a 2000 AD reader, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's some sort of tokens. That's turrets, little gun turrets on there. And the tokens. And then we've got a couple more character boards. Excuse me. CEO, Android, couple more rooms. Some more punch outs, looks like a scratch token of some sort. So I'm guessing there's a new enemy type. Don't know what that other punch out is, that's a weird looking symbol. Put these over here. And then we've got the final two is Bounty Hunter and a Psychologist. That's those two. These look like maybe little eggs. Some little slime splats maybe. And there's some sort of targeting system. So I'm guessing these are for the turrets, which I saw as the listing in the manual or the manual book. We'll soon find out on that. And again, a crafting room on this one. So you can craft a special item in this room apparently. It's pretty cool. Right way around. Give it stickler of things not being the right way around. Okay. Extra board. Looks like a shuttle or some sort of pod. I'm not quite sure what that is. This is the previous video we mentioned about the round tracker with those little circular clear plastic orb kind of things. That's where they would go on, I think, to go start down and figure out where you are in the game. And obviously if you hit this one, everything's gone wrong, boom, you're dead, basically. Okay, a lot of this tray is empty, probably just for storage space for the tokens and the floor tiles and whatnot. But this is the first thing that's piqued my curiosity. I'm going to leave it there for a minute. So again, we've got your standard board game cards. So we've got another bunch. I don't know how many's in this because the contents aren't listed on the back of the box on this one. So I don't know how many's there. So this is an interesting one. An egg timer. Why? That's just going to ramp up that tension so much more in this game. It's actually quite nice as well. It's a really good quality one. Considering it's a board game one, this is actually really good quality. It's feels sturdy. It doesn't feel cheap. Again, mesmerised by that. I'm going to put that back in there. Leanne's laughing at me there. I can see you laughing at me there. Okay, so then we're going to start on the models, which is the only thing left in here. So this looks like the Psychiatrist. So I've just seen the boards. There's a lot less to remember in this one. Just the Psychiatrist with some sort of data pad. I wonder if that has a special skill of psychoanalyzing the intruders or the aliens, maybe. That would be interesting. Psychoanalyzing alien. Then we've got, excuse me, the CEO. It's quite old, so he has to have a robot companion to help him around. It's pretty well sculpted, that. I like that. It's where his walking cane. Looks very regal. But yeah, he's still frail, so he has to have that companion. And then which way are you going? That way? Yeah. Then we've got this one. I said I'd looked at them and I remember them all. I don't. Clearly my memory's not as good as I thought it was. This guy's got a really big jaw on him. I think it's a beard. Bit of warping on the gun, but that could just be the way it's stylized, possibly. But again, the detail on the trousers and the armor bits on the legs, phenomenal. Okay, then we've got the android. Looks like she's got a mesh dress kind of thing on. Very similar to, I think it reminds me a lot of Detroit Become Human on PlayStation 4, if you've played that. The kind of garb that they wear. Very mesh-like. And again, it's not lost anything in the printing process or the sculpting process. That's fantastic. Then we've got the Convict. That guy looks like you do not want to mess with him. That looks amazing. Superb, that one. Then we've got, oh yeah, that one with the gun with the beard is the bounty hunter, because here is his companion. It's a dog. Dog in space. Love it. I'm a massive dog fan. Leanne loves cats more. I'm more of a dog person. I love cats as well. I love all animals, but I love dogs. And this looks so cool. Again, just going back to, I'm going to keep pounding onto this, no pun intended. Just the detail, and there's so much detail on it. All the little clips, you can see them on the straps holding the armor to the dog. It's a crazy amount of detail. How do they even do that? It's really going that way. Yeah. So then we've got three. Oh, this is a bit awkward to get out. Give me a second. Oh, it's got a square base as well. That's weird. Turrets. Very big gun turrets. Again, kind of reminds me of going back to Aliens, when they set up the turrets outside the door and they locked themselves in the room to prevent being destroyed by the aliens. The Xenomorphs, rather. That's a nice big gun turret. That's obviously going to come into place somewhere, somehow. I'll be interested to see how that adds to the mechanic. And then I kept this one for last, just for Leanne, who's sitting off to the camera there. Space Cat. Again, this is quite heavy as well. For the model itself, you wouldn't expect it to be that heavy. But that is so cute. Look at his little face. His little face. He's so cute. Little chubby cat in a spacesuit. Okay, so there's that for that particular box. So I'm going to just pop everything back quickly. Just bear with me 2 seconds. And then we will crack into the next box. Need some dramatic music here, some boxing music. Boxing is in boxing, not boxing. Okay, so there's that. I'll pop that just off to the side of that. And then pull up Mr. Slice again. So this one is the Void Seeders expansion. This one does have text on the back. So to play the Void Seeders expansion, you will need the Nemesis basic game. So the core game, which is what we showed in part 2 of the videos. If you haven't seen that yet, I don't know why you started watching part 3, but go back and watch that and then come back. We'll still be here when you get back. You haven't got to worry. You just don't rush about it. So the components is 15 Void Seeder miniatures, 70 cards, 25 cardboard tokens, cardboard Void Seeder board, a rulebook, and 2 plastic inserts. Then it has got a bit of flavor text. So the Void Seeders expansion adds a new intruder race along with their models, tokens, and specific event cards. Additionally, it introduces a new mechanic. Oh wow. Character insanity. It's in space, no one can hear you scream. Doesn't say that was it. Everything in space is still and silent, but not Nemesis. The corridors are filled with screams, panting, gunshots, and electric buzzing. The AI's glass eyes observe crew shooting at the walls, scratching their faces and cutting their veins. AI can't understand what is happening and why humans don't listen to her. They talk about monsters, horrors in the dark. AI searches the whole ship but can't find anything other than some clumps of biomass on the floor. Maybe it should burn them? Could you survive a fight with your own mind? That's intense. I really love the sound of this. This sounds amazing. Fair play. By the way, this game is rated 14+, so just to give you a heads up on that. Obviously, there is some pretty graphic stuff. You've probably already figured that from the previous videos, but we just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. Again, knives away, safety first. Again, too excited, I'm forgetting my own rules. I pass that to my glorious assistant. Thank you, Leanne. Lean that against that one because he's not going to stand up. She's a little bit too thin. So, game expansion manual, game manual, game expansion. What's silica gel? So much like the previous one. There's not many pages. This is the exact same amount of pages. So there's 8 pages, including the front and back covers. Although the back cover does have rules summary on it. So there's the manual. After that. So yet again, we have more punch outs. So we've got the Void Seeder board. So the Void Seeder is the new alien race or intruder race, as it were, in this. Because who's truly the aliens in this space? Us or them? And then a bunch of punch outs with numbers and warnings and different odd colorings on them. I have no idea what any of these are for just yet, but they're the same both sides. Then we've got, it looks like some broken gear, maybe? So tokens with 223 with some broken gear on them. Not sure what that's all about. Okay, and then we've got, yet again, they've embossed the Nemesis logo onto the plastic sheet. I'm going to put that there because I'm running out of space here on my right hand side. So yet again, more cards. They've actually, because there's not as many cards, they put a bit of styrene in there just to make sure they don't get bumped around and wrecked. So there's quite a good chunk of cards in there. And some more of these smaller, I think these are classed as Euro size cards. I'm not 100% on that one. I do need to try and find some sleeves for cards this size. We've got a couple of other games that use the same ones. I'd love to find some sleeves from. Here we go. So this looks like the thing that was on that card token. Where's that gone? This one here. Looks like the same thing. So it could be that you've got 3 of these in the game, in the box itself. It could be that these are here as over spendage or extras, I guess. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but I'm sure you understand where I'm going with that. If Leanne knows the word, please chip in and help me out, but I don't think she does either. No, she's looking at me blank. Oh, wow. This reminds me of the way the face is, and I hope the camera can pick this up. The face there with the mask in Alien with the Traveller, that's what that reminds me of. But that looks like a biological kind of thing, not a mechanical or a fabricated one like in Alien. It's got these massive claws on the back of its hands. That's pretty sweet. I'm getting too enwrapped in this. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna look at this. Then we've got this one, which looks like it could be almost a mutated version. It looks like it's got some sort of octopus tentacles going on here with some more. That looks more like bone than spikes. And this one, but it's still got that same sort of mask-like biological mask on its face, kind of like a collar on the back, and the word collar on the back as well. Almost looks like Dracula if he was an alien. So that's cool. So we got 4 of them ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the previous one we showed. Then we've got this one. Which looks like it's just wrecked a door to try and get in at someone. And it's pretty weighty, it's pretty substantial weight on that one. Rags thinks so as well. That's incredible. I'm still just blown away. Every time I see one of these new models, I'm blown away by how detailed they are. And then the biggest one, that doesn't even come with a base. Look at that. I'm not quite sure how to hold that, but that's, be careful with this because there's a lot of spindly bits on this one. I could easily fall and break. It kind of looks like a horse crossed with a spider and a scorpion of some sorts. With some tentacle feelers or antennae, I guess. That's phenomenal. Put him back in the box for now, or her in the box. I don't want to be sexist. because I don't want to drop it and accidentally damage that. So there's that one. Let's put this back quickly. Oh wait, I need the plastic sleeve first. And then we've got one last quick unboxing. When I say quick unboxing, there's one last unboxing for this particular video. And it's the last of the actual expansions. I'll just pop this back on here a second. I was getting a bit ahead of myself there. This one has got a bit of graphic imagery on the front of it. If you are sort of don't like horror stuff, I don't quite know why you're watching this video. But this is the Carnomorphs expansion. So again, read the back. So to play the Carnomorphs expansion, read the base Nemesis basic game. Carnomorphs adds a new intruder race, another one, along with their models, tokens, and specific event cards. Additionally, it introduces a new game mechanic, and just like the last one, I'm like, really? Character mutations. Contents include 20 Carnomorph miniatures, 65 cards, 15 cardboard tokens, cardboard Carnomorphs board, wow, that tripped me out, rulebook, and a plastic insert. You run away from the cockpit engulfed in flames. You close the bulkhead behind you and take a deep breath. Finally, some oxygen. But then you hear a disgusting noise before you. Organic sounds of crushed bones, snapping tendons, and splashing liquids. Sounds like last night. You go forth carefully and lean out of the corridor. Your heart speeds up. It's a bloodbath out there. Everything is splattered in blood. Monsters devour corpses, theirs and humans. Maybe the burning room wasn't a bad place to spend time after all. That's, again, sounds pretty intense. Like whoever wrote these little flavor text on the back of these boxes, my hat's off to you. Okay, here we go. Carnomorph expansion. Oh, this one's a bit more vacuum muscle. Oh, this is actually really hard to get off. There we go. There's the silica gel on top holding everything down. So, as with the others, you've got the manual. Again, quite thin because it is just an add-on. So, oh, okay, there's quite a few more minis in this one. So again, about the same number of pages, but it is more of a normal book size as opposed to the square, almost vinyl size of the previous two expansions. Then we've got the Carnomorph board, which is obviously the mechanics of said creature with the tokens. No Nemesis printing on that one. She'll write a stern letter of complaint. No, I won't. Cards. More cards. The first card in that does say tentacle. So I'm guessing that's one of the mutations that you get. So maybe you start growing a random tentacle somewhere. Bit awkward if you're going on a Saturday night out and you start growing tentacles. Okay, so start off going small up to large if I can. This might be a bit tricky because these are a bit all over the place in this box. Not necessarily in a bad way. So we've got this little fun guy. Fun guy, not fungi as in mushroom. Kind of looks like a larva or a tentacle that's sort of sprouting some limbs. Maybe some sort of evolving or evolution sort of thing. Which way do you go back in? That way? Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, that reminds me of a head crab from Half-Life. Not Fallout, Half-Life. I used to hate those things. It's pretty gross. Too spidery-like for my liking. Even yes, I know it has 4 legs, spider has 8, but I don't like spiders. Is that one? Make sure it goes back in that way. No, this is tricky to get these in. There we go. Okay, then we've got. So this is the fun chap that's on the front of the box. So if you can see just there, it does look like it used to have a human form. And it's crying out in agony or despair almost. Almost like the, what's that painting? It's like a ghost with that painting. You know what I'm about? What was it called?
The Scream.
That's the one, the Scream, yeah. That face reminds me of that. You see a sort of rib cage just sort of popped out of his insides. And his legs are sprouted. Oh, his legs have turned, his feet have turned into hands. And they're reversed. If you can make that out. It's actually pretty cool. Disturbing, but cool. It's that guy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of that guy. Yep. So far we've got 4 of the other ones this one. No, I got 8 of that one, sorry. There's one hiding over there as well. Okay, so then we've got 3. Yeah, the same one's got 3 of this lovely chap. So again, you can still kind of see part of the human face just there. A bit more mutated and mangled out of shape. And it kind of reminds me of, if anyone's a Doctor Who fan, the Rachnos. Almost from David Tennant's seasons. It's pretty cool, it's pretty grim, but really well detailed. And then, I'm trying to go back in that way. Yes. Then the last model for this particular video. So much like the previous chap, which I'm going to just pull him back out again, this Mr. Scream chap, this guy looks like he's also part of the same kind of family, but he's got 2 heads. They do say 2 heads are better than 1, but that's kind of taken that a bit to the extreme. The muscle and the sinews just over here, you can just make out that detail, it's phenomenal. That almost looks like the clothing is torn and stayed on the body. Almost like a splint, as if it's holding the legs into... Hi Rex! We just have been invaded by an intruder. Kind of holding the leg together almost. I wonder what happened if they weren't there and the leg would just maybe fall apart. Maybe become legless like some of the other models that we saw in the previous boxes. Who knows? But yeah, so there's that particular one. So there's those 3 expansions. So that was the Aftermath expansion, the Cat expansion apparently. So yeah, the Aftermath expansion, the Void Seeders and the Carnomorphs expansion. Fantastic models, pretty grim stuff all around. We will be playing the core game first without any of the expansions to get our heads around that basic game first and foremost, because we don't want to jump in and just go, hey, let's just chuck everything in, because that would just be chaos and we wouldn't know what we're doing. And so yeah, we're gonna have fun playing with these, definitely, and I'm quite anxious to see how these, after we get a grip with the core game, will adjust that game further down the line. So yeah, so there's that particular video done. Join us for what I'm assuming will be the last part. I'm hoping that, well, I'm hoping it will be, but I think it will be, considering there's not as much content in those next boxes that we've got just waiting over there. We won't be recording that today, I don't think. I think that's going to be for another day. It's getting a bit late now, so we're going to sort of start working on these videos we've recorded today, and we'll upload them. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. Make sure you get notifications every time we upload a new post. Comment, did you get Nemesis when it first came out, or did you get it with this wave? Are you still waiting for your shipment? Let us know if you played it, what you think, what you would like in this too. Do you think it's more Alien? Do you think it's more Dead Space? Do you think it's neither of those? Let us know. Join the discussion down below, and we'll see you in the next part.